I think Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora might be one of the most underrated games Ubisoft has released in the last decade. And the weird part is almost nobody talks about it. When people discuss Ubisoft games, they talk about Assassin's Creed, they talk about Far Cry, they complain about Ubisoft towers, map markers, checklist designs, bloated open worlds, and the same recycled formula over and over and over. But sitting quietly in the corner is a game that actually solved many of those problems, a game that did something Ubisoft has struggled to do for years. It made exploration feel magical again, and I think the gaming community massively overlooked what massive entertainment actually achieved here. Because while Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora isn't perfect, its world might be the most immersive open world Ubisoft has ever created. Let's be honest, the moment this game was announced, most people rolled their eyes. An Avatar game made by Ubisoft? Oh, great, it's just going to be Far Cry on Pandora. That was the conversation. And honestly, I was right there with everybody else. The Avatar movies are weird. They make billions, nobody can remember the characters' names. Every time a new movie comes out, people pretend they don't care before immediately going to see it. And when Ubisoft announced an Avatar open world game, people assumed it would be another licensed cash grab, another movie game, another corporate product. But then the game launched, and something unexpected happened. People actually started playing it. And many of them came away saying the exact same thing. The story is whatever, the side content can be repetitive, but holy fucking hell, this world is incredible. That's when I realized something. This wasn't really an Avatar game. This was massive entertainment attempting to create the most immersive alien ecosystem ever put into a video game. And for the most part, they succeeded. Pandora doesn't feel like a map, it feels like a place, and that's an incredibly important distinction. Most open worlds are basically giant playgrounds. You run around collecting objectives, you clear enemy camps, you check boxes, you move on. But Pandora feels different. The moment you enter the Kinglor Forest for the first time, you immediately understand what massive entertainment was trying to accomplish. Everything moves, everything reacts, everything feels organic. Plants sway, creatures roam, spores float through the air, the lighting changes constantly, the forest breathes around you, and unlike many Ubisoft worlds that feel handcrafted for gameplay first and immersion second, Pandora feels designed as an ecosystem first. The gameplay just happens inside it. That's a huge, huge difference. The Kinglor Forest is one of the most immersive jungle environments ever created, and yes, I'm including Far Cry, I'm including Crysis, I'm including the modern Tomb Raider games, because most game jungles are basically green corridors. Pandora's forests are vertical, they're layered, they're alive. You're not just moving forward, you're moving upward, you're climbing giant roots, jumping across alien mushrooms, sliding down vines, leaping between branches, using the terrain itself as a playground. And because you're a Na'vi rather than a regular human soldier, the movement system actually supports this fantasy. You feel athletic, agile, you feel connected to the environment. For once, traversal isn't something you're doing to reach the fun. Traversal is the fun. This is where Frontiers of Pandora deserves serious credit. The game doesn't constantly scream directions at you. It actually wants you to pay attention. I know, right? What a revolutionary concept. In modern Ubisoft games, you're often staring at a minimap more than the world itself. Marker here, objective there, collectible over here. Your eyes are glued to the UI elements. Avatar does something smarter. It encourages navigation through environmental clues. You look at landmarks, you observe terrain, you listen to directions. You actually engage with the world, and suddenly exploration feels rewarding again, because you aren't following GPS instructions, you're discovering things. You remember Discovery, right? That thing open world games used to have? Now that sound design, oh my god, nobody talks about this enough. Put on a decent headset, seriously, the soundscape in this game is unbelievable. You hear creatures calling in the distance, leaves rustling overhead, wind moving through giant trees, alien wildlife communicating somewhere beyond your vision. Everything creates this constant feeling that you're existing inside a living ecosystem. Not a game level, an actual ecosystem, and that's incredibly difficult to achieve. Many games look beautiful, very few sound alive, and Avatar does both. Now let's talk about the nighttime, because this is where Pandora becomes something special. During the day, the world is gorgeous, but at night, it's magical. The bioluminescence completely transforms the landscape. Suddenly plants glow, the environment changes color, entire regions feel different, paths become illuminated, creatures appear differently, the atmosphere becomes dreamlike. And this is where Massive Entertainment understood the assignment. They weren't just building a game world, they were building Pandora. The Pandora people imagined after watching James Cameron's films, and somehow They absolutely pulled it off. Then there's the Ikran, your flying mount. The moment you unlock it is when the game truly opens up. Flying across Pandora feels incredible. Not because it's fast, not because it's practical, because it's breathtaking. You soar over forests, dive between mountains, glide through clouds, look down at ecosystems functioning beneath you, and suddenly the scale becomes apparent. The world isn't just big, it's fucking enormous. This is one of the most rare gaming moments where traversal creates emotional impact. You don't fast travel because you want to see the world. That's a huge compliment. One of the smartest decisions Massive made was avoiding movie locations. Instead of recycling familiar environments, they created the Western Frontier, a completely new region of Pandora. This gave them freedom. The Kinglor Forest, the Upper Plains, the Clouded Forest, each region feels distinct. Each has different cultures, different wildlife, different environmental storytelling, different moods, and that's critical because one of the biggest problems with open worlds is repetition. Avatar constantly gives you something visually fresh. Now everyone talks about the forest, but nobody talks enough about the Upper Plains. They might be my favorite region. They're beautiful. Massive open grasslands, rolling hills, vibrant colors, gigantic horizons. The area feels completely different from the dense jungle sections. It reminds you that Pandora isn't just one biome, it's a world, a planet, a place filled with variety, and that variety keeps exploration engaging for dozens and dozens of hours. Now to be fair, this isn't a masterpiece, the story isn't amazing, the villains aren't particularly memorable. Some side content absolutely falls into classic Ubisoft repetition. Enemy outposts can become predictable, mission design occasionally feels generic. There are moments where you can clearly see Ubisoft's usual habits trying to break through, and honestly, that's frustrating because the world deserves stronger supporting systems. Imagine this exact Pandora with Red Dead Redemption 2 level NPC interactions. Imagine this world with The Witcher 3 quality side quests. Imagine this environment with Kingdom Come style immersion mechanics. We'd be talking about a Game of the Year contender. Instead, it's merely very good, when it could have been legendary. But why did the game get overlooked? Most likely because of the timing. That's probably the answer. Avatar launched carrying several burdens. It was a Ubisoft game. People were skeptical. It launched during a period packed with major releases, and major players simply ignored it. That's a shame because years later the conversation has slowly shifted. More and more people are revisiting the game, and many are discovering the same thing. Pandora is the star, not the story, not the combat, or not even the progression, but Pandora itself. Here's the lesson. Stop chasing map size, stop chasing content quantity, stop chasing endless checklists. Focus on worlds, focus on immersion, focus on making players want to exist somewhere, because that's what Avatar gets right. You don't play Frontiers or Pandora because you need to finish objectives, you play because you want to spend time in Pandora. That's a completely different feeling, and frankly, it's one Ubisoft should chase more often. The bigger tragedy is that this game proves Ubisoft still has talented developers. Massive Entertainment clearly cared. The artists, the environmental designers, audio team, the world-building team, you can feel it everywhere, they all cared. This wasn't a cynical cash grab, this was an incredibly ambitious attempt to bring Pandora to life. And while it isn't flawless, the achievement deserves far, far more recognition than it received. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora isn't Ubisoft's best game. It isn't their most revolutionary game. It isn't even their most important game, but it might be their most immersive. And honestly, that matters so much because years from now, people probably won't remember individual missions. They won't remember specific side quests. They won't remember every character, but they'll remember flying over the Western Frontier. They'll remember seeing Pandora glow at night, and they'll remember stepping into those forests for the first time, feeling like they were actually there. And in an industry obsessed with the bigger maps and longer playtimes, creating a world people genuinely want to live in is far more impressive. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora may not have changed gaming, but for a few dozen hours, it lets us visit Pandora, and that's something very few games could ever pull off.